everyone? Happy Saturday. Neighbors are already up and at it. Getting some technical difficulties out of the way before we begin. God, my neighbors are so funny. Good morning, HB. Having some technical issues today. It's just the Wi-Fi. I'm gonna see if I can get it to change. Fingers crossed this works. How are you this morning? I'm changing things up. I reworded the description and I changed the thumbnail so it would indicate that these morning lives are a little chatty, usually. Change the focus of them, I guess. You're in the coffee shop preparing to write? I'm having to look on my phone right now because my computer's being a biatch. Or at least my Wi-Fi is. When I hotspot it to my phone, which makes it so that my computer works and I can see all the chats, signal on my phone kind of shuts out. So that's what I'm trying to avoid. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to do it. If the signal gets really bad and I get all pixelated, let me know, yeah? Please? Good morning, everyone. How are you? I am going to be writing my morning pages, but I'm also changing the format of these morning lives so that we can chat and have more conversations about anything you guys are interested in terms of science and spirituality. Yeah, I'm gonna start to shift things a little. I'm also gonna have to shift my camera around to avoid the sun probably 8 times, but bear with me. all about HP. Oh man, look at that sun already. Yeah, when my brain decided to cooperate and remember George's name. All right, kids, let's adjust. We could start a tally and ask how many times I'm gonna have to do this throughout the live today. Because I'm betting it will be a lot. Morning. Oh, you guys missed the drama yesterday. I had a man who is anti-facilitated communication going off in my comments. He messaged 6 times in like 6 hours. I think I said 8 hours when I yelled at him, but 6 times saying the same thing on different, like not a copy paste though, like a full-on rewrite on different videos of mine, talking about how facilitated communication is bullshit basically, and saying that he wanted to be on my channel so that we could have a discussion about why all of this is wrong and why facilitated communication does more harm than good. And he messaged once and I responded, and then he messaged 4 or 5 more times, and I got on and I was like, I'm done. So I just blocked him because I was like, this is annoying to get on and have a million messages from you saying the same thing. And so I blocked him, and sure enough, he came right back on his other account in a different comment and was like, all my comments are getting deleted and blah, 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 how weird. And I had to tell him, no, I blocked you, and you've been messaging way too many times. I'm not interested in talking anymore. And it was just like this whole back and forth in the comments. But yeah, very persistent advocate from the other side, which I invited him to create his own content and share his beliefs and experiences, and that he's welcome to do the same that I'm able, that I'm doing, but I'm not having him on my channel. I'm not having anyone on my channel right now. Like, I'm brand new. It was very intense for a while yesterday. And yes, I honestly, at this point, I really might have to figure out some sort of contraption to adjust my phone easier. Morning, Tyler. It's incense. It's just on the shelf behind me, that's all. The way the light catches it makes it look like my hand's on fire because it's behind me, but it's to give everyone with ADHD something else to look at, especially when I'm not talking. Keep you guys guessing. Besides, maybe if a bunch of people think that my deck's burning down, they'll watch. Problem is, I can't put it closer to the camera because it will smoke me out. I won't be able to handle it. We're here, we're here. What's everyone doing this weekend? Anything exciting? I don't actually think I have anything. That's not true. There's a friend coming over to hang out for a little bit this afternoon, and I'm pretty sure we have a house guest tomorrow night. But I plan to work on YouTube. I've been running a lot lately. I'll probably go for several more runs. Yeah, HB. I'm sure they do mess with you. I was really surprised by the guy's tenacity and how he just kept messaging without a response. And I was like, okay, 1, 2, 3, okay, 6 messages in 8 hours of me not responding. It was like, enough, dude. Especially because they were antagonistic. I think if they were kind, obviously I wouldn't care, but oh my god, do I already have to move my phone? If they were kind, I wouldn't have minded, but they were just very aggressive and there were so many of them. It's too much. I wonder how long I can keep my phone here before it's gonna overheat. I don't know if it was a plant or if it was just somebody that felt very vehemently about the opposition, but according to him, he works in the autism community and he advocates for the autism community. And I was like, great, then make your own content about it. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not having you on my show. It's just weird. Okay, let's see. Where can I put the phone? Can you go over here? Trying to think of the sun. Let's try something. Where shall I put you guys? Let me try over here. Not as exciting. Hey Andy, just fighting with the sun as per usual. Let's see if this works. You're not in the sun. For now. It's move number 3 and I've been online for 12 minutes. I mean, I'm open to, I thought about the visor, but I don't know if the reason I didn't worry about it is because the way the sun comes in the morning is so low. I don't think a visor will make a difference. But I do need to look up some sort of solution. As for like the dude biting at my comments, you know what, like, I also believe that everyone's entitled to their own beliefs. That's fine. I'm on here making content and he can do the same. That doesn't mean I need to have him on, but he felt vehemently that it was very telling that I wasn't willing to engage. It's annoying. Oh, hey. Hi, you're coming from the wrong angle, dog. No, he wanted to, I think he just wanted to, like, zoom in, I'm sure. Like, it didn't seem to be about me. It just seemed he wanted to argue about it. And it's not that, like, I wouldn't have a lively discussion with somebody about it, but like I'm not an expert and I've never claimed to be an expert. I'm researching this along with everyone else and I'm learning about it along with everyone else and I'm open-minded, I'm open-minded to skeptics on the other side. That's been part of my research, but that doesn't mean I want to have them like on my channel, you know? I honestly kind of think he might just pop up one of these days. It won't surprise me if he shows up on the channel or on the live. Sorry, my dog is indecisive if he wants in or out. I won't be shocked if he shows up on a live one day. But it was just like, you know, I have people in the comments that disagree all the time, and I usually respond, and I always leave the comments there. So like, I don't want people thinking that I'm like deleting arguments, because it would have been fine had he just like let it be, but 6 comments was like, all right, I'm out. I'm done with you. Andy, Area 52, is that the documentary from Contact in the Desert? Because I watched that yesterday too, and it was really good. Like, really good. Oh, no, that's not Area 52. That was Third Eye Drops that I watched yesterday, that did a little 45-minute mini documentary about Contact at the Desert. I haven't seen the Area 52 one yet. I bet it's in my watch list, though. I'll look. Sick. Andy, I was telling HB that I changed the thumbnail and the description to indicate that these morning lives will be a little bit more conversational, and I'll lean into like us talking about all of these things if we want to. And that writing will be supplemental, and maybe there'll be times when I'm not writing and I'm painting or I'm planning my day or doing other things, but I've just realized I really enjoy the actual conversations, and I feel like other people might like to use them as either the start of their morning or day like mine, or winding down like you and Ken and Carmine and everyone on other sides of the world. So, very excited. My neighbors are out. I have to give up and just lean in now. Has anyone seen the Third Eye Drops mini doc about Contact in the Desert? I don't remember what the thumbnail was. I think my neighbors are downstairs. With their cats. Yeah, Monty in and out already. I mean, if he was in his spot, you wouldn't be able to see him, but that's okay. He'll be back. He doesn't like when we close the door, but my partner's cooking in the kitchen and banging around, so I need to keep the door shut. And then he gets bummed and just begs us to open and close the door 18 times. If he wasn't in the kitchen, I'd just leave the door open. Phone's still in the shade, doing good. Yeah, you're near the grill. You're sitting on top of a smoker right now. But the smoker seems to be safe from the sun at the moment. And you can still see the incense. thing. And you can tell it's incense a little bit more. What did I think of Kai asking Dr. Diane about simulation theory? Was that the last episode? 9. I'm trying to remember what my notes were in that area. It made me, it tied back into Asher's quote at the end of his episode, right? Where he talks about what I was saying yesterday about people perceiving UAP and angels simultaneously, people differentiating between the two based on their own experiences, i.e. their own simulation. What did I think about it? My brain's a little overloaded with simulation theory because I've been consuming a little too much content around it probably, so I don't know. What do you guys think? What did you think? You think Asher's right? Right now, my mindset, I'm trying to adjust my mindset to be like, if this is a simulation, i.e. the double slit experiment and the observation or the observer theory, right? If we're in control, I'm really working on adjusting my mindset so that I'm an active participant in what's unfolding as opposed to things meandering so slowly. Like I'm eager to, I don't know, improve all sorts of things with the concept that, oh, it's all a simulation, it's just a choice. Like I just have to choose and take aligned action, right? So I guess I loved that the conversation came up, but I can't say what I thought about their response because I don't remember right now because I'm consuming so much. I'm very much into the energy of the universe, intention, communication, all of that. That's why synchronicity, I think, is so fascinating because I think it's an energetic conversation, personally. Baby. Hear him, but I can't see him. He's like, sorry about that. All right. I just dropped my pen down the stairs. One moment. Sorry about that. I don't know how that happened. It went through like the smallest little letter. Okay. Whoops. Yeah, definitely live. Throwing shit at my neighbors on accident. I can't believe I just did that. Good. I know. HB, yeah, I mentioned previously that I thought about reaching out to the non-speakers and seeing if anybody wanted to communicate, and I don't know why I just hesitated and I haven't done it. And now I don't know if I've overthought it or if the motivation has escaped, but it's something on my mind for sure, in case they want to say anything, and only if that's the case, because I know that it's not easy for them to communicate. It takes a lot of energy and effort, and they may not want to. So we'll see. I don't know how to get a hold of anybody either, and I don't want to bother Kai. And she would have no, like, it wouldn't be appropriate for her to share their information. But with a little bit of digging, I was able to find Katie in Houston, and I was able to find Libby, and so I think that I could dig around and continue to try and find people. Yeah. Yeah, HB, it definitely seems like you only see what you're shown versus being able to look. From my understanding of Asher's experience, it seems very similar to the Akashic Records. I don't think that's the words that he or Jess have used, but he describes it as a library, which is the, the pillar of the Akashic Records, as everyone kind of considers it, this library of knowledge. And Asher makes it sound as though that's what he's accessing, which then the question comes, like, is the Akashic Records comprised of the conscious collective, which is ongoingly created with each new experience, right? Like, the first time someone breaks a record, like the Bannister effect, someone breaks a record and it gets added into the conscious collective, and now it's possible. Like, is that conscious collective also the Akashic Records, and is it added to the library? Or is the Akashic Records all-knowing, all-powerful intelligence, all of the info, whether or not humanity has, like, crossed that threshold? I don't know. Very curious. Yeah, he is nonverbal, but he used to not be. Asher was verbal. I don't remember until what age, but he was verbal, and it's like over time he eventually went fully nonverbal, and he told Jess that it just required too much energy and he was over it. So yeah, used to be verbal, but not any longer. And yeah, when it comes to, like, some of the telepaths or the savants or whatnot knowing other languages, it, in terms of deciphering or understanding them, one moment. Oh. Hi, Piglet. Hi, Piggy. Good morning. Yeah, good morning. Oh, so much hair. All the dogs. So I think it was Amelia. I'm not sure, but I think it was Amelia that they were saying understood languages better than she could communicate them outwardly in terms of spelling or whatever. And how that made sense, because to her, she was saying that when she looks at the language, she's not deciphering the language from Portuguese to English, for example. She's almost telepathically understanding the meaning of the word, no matter what language it presents itself in. That's how I understood it, her experience, but I don't know. It's very curious, though. And I don't speak any other languages. I speak a little Japanese and a little, very little Spanish. Probably, yeah, very little Japanese and Spanish, but a little bit of both. And I can't imagine how incredible it would be to be, it'd be so cool to be fluent in multiple languages. And I'm sure some of, like, the audience, maybe not right now, but in general, are multilingual, and I'm so impressed every time. I just think it's so incredible. But it's very cool to think of the telepaths just seeing the meaning or interpreting the meaning of the word without necessarily being concerned with the language that it's presented in. It's wild. It's very cool. Good. Maybe. But, Who knows what would have been if you hadn't had your promise? Bye, boo. I mean, it definitely seems like the only time in history that we know of. I'm always curious about the idea of previous civilizations that we're just now figuring out. So who knows then? But definitely in our history. Yeah, and you know what, HB, if I'm honest, I don't even look into the prophets that have prophesized about these times because, again, it all feels very apocalyptic. I know they're not all like that, but every time I see anything like that, like, I don't want to know the prophecies for right now. I'm just going to experience it, and we're going to just go with it day by day, because if I think I know what's coming, I don't, like, that's not going to be good for me. It's just, I don't know, yeah, and you know what, that's fine. Like, if here it comes, then here it comes, you know. I just, it's one of those things where I'm like, it starts to feel apocalyptic and I don't care. I tune that out because, again, it's not present, right? It's not being present in any capacity. It's living in the future, and I'm not gonna, I've spent so much in my younger years doing that, just being an anxious person that was thinking about the future. And obviously, like everyone, I still have that, but like after the pandemic and all the shit changing the ways that it did, oh, my phone's gonna die. We got a little bit of time. All of the ways it changed the world, I'm done looking at the predictions, you know? Because everything's different all the time. Also, good morning, Victor. I'm so glad you're here. Hello, how are you? Oh, and I'm getting text messages now. All sorts of things. Man, I'm busy. It's happening, it's blowing up. Sorry, guys. voice. I can see nothing from this position now. Phone is blowing up. Still not in the sun. That's good. Yeah, everyone's very concerned with precognition and knowing the future. Everyone wants to know the future. I think that there are reasons why people like you are shown things and that there's a purpose to that. But I feel like if that's not bestowed onto you, back off. Like, we don't need to know everything. You know? I don't know. And see, HB, like, okay, you hear 2030, you hear 2027, you hear 2037, and I just, all the years before that, you'd have people be like, oh, 1999, like 2012, like all these things. And like, honestly, who knows what happened 2012? It may have been more metaphorical instead of metaphysical. I have no idea, but like, that's the thing, right? You hear that all the time. All these prophecies for like the next big year, the next bit, and I can't. Like, I don't engage in that, because for me, I'm like, I don't care. Like, fine, then 2030 we'll deal with it. I'm not gonna think about it. I'm not gonna worry about it, because something weird's gonna happen in 6 weeks, you know? And something weird's gonna happen in 2 years. And it's one of those things where it's not that I don't necessarily believe, but I don't bother looking into or engaging with any of that. And I mean, I agree we can change the future by shaping the future, but I don't think that requires knowing some prophecy. I think that requires being conscious, not just conscious aware, but conscious of our impact and adjusting ourselves accordingly without needing the threat of a future prediction, you know, to like change people's mind. I don't know. See, like, Robin's got a date here, 2550. Sure, maybe. Who knows? Maybe it'll be tomorrow. Maybe somebody's prophesized it. I don't know. Oh, I know it's here to help, but what I'm saying is that I get overwhelmed with the amount of information that's out there, and who to trust and who to believe and what to do with that information. And it kind of just turns into that thing where I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna be here now. Especially if time's not linear, right? If time's not linear, then what's 2030? It's already happening, right? 50, or 2550 is simultaneously happening right now if time isn't linear, right? It's just, there's so much. And I think that when I start thinking like that, I'm like, wait, if time's not linear, then how does prophecy fall into it? And that's, or the observer effect, if it's all a simulation, how does this all, like, what does that mean? And so that's why it's like, it's not that I don't believe, I just get overwhelmed and I choose choose where I'm able to put some energy. But again, I'm on a very personal path of presence. Didn't mean to have that much alliteration, but I'm done. I'm very focused on not living in the future or in the past right now. So that's cool. Yes, absolutely. Robin, I do. I don't know that it's an afterlife per se. I think our consciousness doesn't blink out. I think it's a shift in our experience. I don't think it's a... So yes, I think that there is life after our physical body dies. What do you think, Robin? You know, HB, thinking about the prophecies, it reminds me of what I was talking about yesterday about age and not stressing about getting older, and why I don't think of age in that way. It's very hard to explain, but it's because, again, like I said, presence. Like when I was 22, I didn't feel young. I don't feel old now. I still am. I'm still me. My body's changing, but I don't think of it as, oh, I'm getting old. Like the same way I don't worry about the future stuff as much. Also though, I probably have some weird generational negativity coming in with that, in the fact that like my dad's family was raised in a cult which didn't allow for future planning. You weren't allowed to save money, you weren't allowed to have insurance, you weren't allowed to invest in anything, because everything's in God's hands and He'll provide for everything, so you don't need to prepare at all. Don't worry about anything, just give everything back to the church and it'll all be taken care of. It. Don't plan for the future. And so maybe there's like a little bit of that programming that's stuck in me, but for me, it really turned on over the pandemic with the fear-mongering. Well, no, not even the fear-mongering during the pandemic, the fear-mongering now. Since the pandemic, you go on YouTube or anywhere and it's just like thumbnail after thumbnail of just fear-based shit. And I'm not interested. But I feel like it all relates, you know? Exactly. I saw a TikTok or something the other day of a girl that was saying like, we get up, we go to work, we come home, we make dinner, we go to bed, and we do it over and over again. And all the while we're trying to take care of our bodies and trying to take care of our appearance and trying to take care of our health. And all for what? What's the point? What's the point? And then like someone stitched in and they were like, exactly. There is no point. There's not a goal. It's the journey. It's not the future. It's not a future goal. It's the daily experience. And I feel like I just am very focused on that right now. Even if they're not grifters, Robin, it's like, there's a lot of channels that I really like. We were talking about Area 52. I talk about Third Eye Jobs. I don't think is as bad, but Jesse Michaels and the Y-Files, for instance. I love both of those channels, but their thumbnails lately have been so fear-based and apocalyptic, and I like, you scroll and everything's like loneliness epidemic and nobody has, you know, just everything falling apart. And I can't. I refuse to live the rest of my life like that. I refuse to live however long I have cycling around just what a dumpster fire everything is. Like, it's, what good is that going to do anyone? It's definitely not going to do me any good, you know? Oh, hey, nice name. I like yours too. You know what I mean though? Like, it's not to say that like things aren't necessarily true or it's not good to be aware, and I don't want to like be naive or keep my head in the sand, but I also am like just not engaging with the fear. Heretically free-spirited, exactly. Uh, I'm feeling good, Logical. Actually need to get a little more coffee. I'm feeling good. Weather's nice. I've been running a lot. I'm gonna go for a run today. How are you feeling? And HB, totally. I know we are, we're on the same team always. I feel bad because I don't want to like shut down. I know what prophecy means to you and precognition, and it's important. I think that it's definitely believe in it. But I just get cautious of getting into it because I'm prone to living in the future. I'm prone to anxiety. And I have spent probably the last 8 years or so really working to squash that. And now I think I'm very, very single-minded on it at the moment. I'm gonna get some more coffee. Ooh, zombie mode from your own bad choices. You hungover, my friend? It's okay if you are. There's no judgment here. Not for that. I'll be back. But you're still not in the sun. That's good news. You guys might live on the smoker now. Need fire. Robin, what's my favorite cartoon? HB, yours is Ren and Stimpy. I don't know why that surprises me. What is my favorite cartoon? I don't know. I like Family Guy now. Yeah, it's fine. A smoker can be yours. When I was little, I really liked Rugrats. That was probably my favorite as a little kid. I liked Courage the Cowardly Dog. In terms of that style of stuff. Oh my gosh, can you hear the music? Oh, it stopped. That was good. Yeah, I think Courage kind of started my interest into some of the weird. All right, let's see, what can we do here? 60 minutes, we hit an hour, guys. Rocco's. I liked Rocco's. I also liked, what was that called? Doug Funny, Hey Arnold. I've never been a SpongeBob person. Not because I don't have anything wrong with it. I think that at the age that I was when it came out, I wasn't interested, and then the interest never developed as an adult, because I know tons of adults love it. But for whatever reason, that one never stuck for me. In terms of like the kind of creepier cartoons, though, when you're talking about Courage, there was this cartoon I found called, oh my gosh, what was it called? It was like a house full of monsters, and the main character was like a little girl that lived in the house with all the monsters. I really liked it. I don't remember what it was. Oh, I don't know that one, Andy. We might not have had that one here. It's not American, is it? I've never heard of it. Ruby something? Is that what was that show called? Ruby. I think the girl's name was Ruby for some reason. I can't figure out Ruby something. Oh, also, guys, next weekend I live in a Puerto Rican neighborhood, and next weekend is Puerto Rican Pride. And if you thought it was loud last weekend during the mini marathon, it may be too loud to even be out here. Like, it depends on how early the horns and the music starts. I'll probably try and get on, and then you guys will hear it get too loud to the point that I have to get off. It'll be wild. Real Monsters. I did like Real Monsters. That wasn't the show I was thinking of, but I liked that one too. No, HB. It's a whole weekend, but it usually spans the course of an entire week. It'll it's crazy. There's one weekend in particular where we're basically confined to where you can walk to, because all of the streets around us will be shut down, and any street that's not shut down will have bumper to bumper cars, not in traffic and not in a parade. Because again, it's a Puerto Rican pride thing, they intentionally ride around all day long, blaring horns and music and drums and celebrating, and it's actually very fucking cool and it's awesome. And I'm grateful to be able to experience it, but it gets so backed up that like you literally can't drive around unless you intend to climb into that pit of cars rolling around the neighborhood for hours. And then it's fireworks all night, which the dog is not crazy about. The only thing I remember about SpongeBob is that I liked the lady squirrel, the girl squirrel, whatever her name is, the astronaut squirrel, the only one that for whatever reason needs oxygen. I mean, I get she's not a sea monster, or a sea creature, but like, are they all sea creatures other than her? Maybe that's why she has the helmet. And I remember that there is the Krabby Patty restaurant, and I think Squidward is the one that plays an instrument all the time. Or is that the... Yeah, that's not the starfish. My favorite show right now, I just caught up on Severance. I loved Severance. I love Schitt's Creek. That's a comfort food. I rewatch that movie, or I rewatch that series all the time, especially on a bad day or anything like that. But I think Severance is probably my favorite thing as of recently. It's such a mind warp. It's so interesting and it's so well done. I personally, yeah. What about you, Tyler? Do you have a favorite show in general right now? Oh shit, I gotta charge my phone. I got my charger. Yeah, it was past my time too. All right, hold on, be right back. Okay. Ta-da! Charger appearing out of nowhere. Not plugged in. Don't mind me, just figuring it out. I really hope this doesn't fall. Oh my gosh, how do I do this without knocking over my phone? Just one. Shut up. Okay, let's try again. We've got juice. Ooh, 4%. Good thing I acted when I did. I am that friend of yours whose phone is always about to die. Like, I'm always on like 6%. Not if I'm out in the world, because I'm not crazy, but if I'm home, I usually don't know where my phone is, and if I do, it's dying. Oh, I watched a little bit of hockey. I have not watched Poker Face, and no, I am not single. Auntie. Because I'm at that age now where I'm qualified as auntie instead of something else. I really underestimated the amount of people that look for or go with significant others on the internet. You're fine. Someone is listening to Ja Rule and J-Lo. I don't know if you can hear it. Sandy, that's her name. Robin, I don't think I remember a specific episode. Yeah, I don't know that I remember any specific episode. Hi, Carmine. Good evening. How are you? How were finals today? Did you have finals today? Yes. Oh, you did have a few. Girl, you feel free to go to bed. I'm glad you checked in, but by all means, get your rest. It's, obviously you know how vital it is to your brain function, which is very important right now. Yes, I've seen some episodes of Curb. I don't know why I never got super into it. My partner always gives me shit about it because I like Schitt's Creek so much. So he's like, you would love Curb Your Enthusiasm. But I haven't seen too much of it. And yeah, Carmine, are your 2 days Monday, Tuesday? Like, do you have a few days off? Or are you, I don't know if for any reason you would do finals over the weekend. Tomorrow's Sunday for you, okay. But you had, wait, you had finals today on a Saturday? Yeah, I know. A lot of people really do logical. And I think I probably would if I got into it. I mean, that's what I love about Schitt's Creek. But have you watched it, HB? If you haven't watched it, I cannot recommend Schitt's Creek enough. It is very heartwarming. And the first episode, maybe the first couple episodes you have to get through to kind of develop an understanding. But once you get through, like, halfway through the first season, it's just gold. I love it so much. Yeah, I personally recommend giving it a try. Carmine, that sucks that you had him on a Saturday. So you have Sunday off, and then do you have finals Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday you're officially done? Is that how it works for you? Yeah, logical. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I love it. It makes me so happy. It's just such a good one. Yeah, Carmine, it has been an experience. I had to move my phone around 100 different places to keep it out of the sun, and this has been the current solution. Will it be permanent? I don't know. Partially because when Monty comes out, which he's inside right now, but when he comes out, I like him to be in view, and he usually lays over here where you can't see now. So, gotta think about it. You do like the angle though? Okay. Well, it might be something similar to this in the future because of the sun right now. So, I want my boy to be in it, but he's not even outside, so. Alright, I'm gonna finish up this painting. Got some major cleaning to do before I've got some friends over later. Go to bed, girl. Have a good night. Sleep well. If we don't talk to you, have a good rest of your finals. Can't wait to hear about it. I'm sure you're gonna do great. Oh, guess what, guys? Logical, you're not gonna know what I'm talking about, I imagine, unless you've been lurking in the shadows previously, but my tree that I have talked about several times, this tree that's like, I don't know, about 1.5 miles, almost 2 miles. No, it's not 2 miles. Mile away, maybe. Maybe less than that even. I'm invested in this tree. I have a tree that I love, and it's on somebody's property. And I was complaining the other day that whoever knew that moved into the building across from the tree has been throwing their cigarette butts at it, and I was gonna go pick them up. And I ran past it yesterday on my run, and all the cigarette butts were picked up. So somebody else did it. Maybe they did it. I don't know, but it made me really happy that she was cleaned up and that there weren't cigarette butts everywhere. And I didn't have to be the weird person doing that in someone else's front area. My pen's leaking. Aw, that's very kind, Logical. I love it out here. I love being outside, and I love listening to the birds and the nature, and that's why I do all of this. And that extends to that tree. And I pick up litter in the neighborhood all the time. It's one of the benefits of having a dog. it's an easy addition to our walk is to like just grab something to help pick up the litter, and I was not going to be able to handle it much longer if they didn't clean up the area around my tree. No way. I don't know who Billy and Mandy are, Robin. Illogical, I agree. I love living in a city. I really, really do. I feel it's so funny to say that I actually feel safer in a city at this point, and I think it's because I've spent all of my adult life in urban areas. But that is the one thing about the city that drives me insane is the amount of litter is just obscene. And I've been really grateful that picking up litter in our neighborhood has done a lot more than simply picking up the litter. It's allowed us to meet a lot of the neighbors because a lot of people like to say thank you or talk to us and we're out doing it. And that's been really good towards building a community, especially because I am a minority in my community. And I have a huge dog, and I want my neighbors to know that I am kind and that my dog is kind and safe. And I've also noticed that we see others around the neighborhood picking up trash, which is awesome. And I don't know that it's at all I don't think that it's because they saw us doing it. I just love to see that it's catching on and seeing more people do it. And whenever I do see people out picking up the trash, whether I'm walking or I'm driving even, I will yell out my car window, thank you. I will always encourage somebody that I see out there, and I encourage everyone else to be vocal with your comment or compliments to others, because along with thinking that if everyone cleaned the world, the earth would be healing, I also think that I don't know, again, I think it's because of the community I live in. But people around here are more vocal with their compliments. If they think someone looks nice, if they want to say thank you for picking up litter, if they want to tell you they think your dog is cute, like whatever it is, people are more verbal and vocal with it. And I love that so much. That's what I was saying, HB. I ran past there and the cigarette butts were gone, so someone picked them up already. I like to think that it was the owners. Yeah, I know, exactly. it just, I don't know. I love nature. I love being outside. I love being a part of my community. And I really want my community to not have so much trash. I also think that this is kind of unrelated, but in these mornings, beyond just writing, I might start painting in the mornings, and that way I can kind of paint and chit chat. Or I have to repot some plants, so maybe I'll bring you guys to the floor and repot plants one morning. But I think I'm gonna definitely start shifting this into more of a that kind of thing. Yeah, good Samaritan. That's awesome. The only thing about the walk with Monty, that would give too much about my location away. And it's not obviously because of any of you, but I have had stalker situations in the past, and I would not feel comfortable walking around where people would see the streets I'm on. You know what I mean? It's an unfortunate aspect of putting yourself out there on the internet, especially as a woman. And even when I wasn't on YouTube, I've always had to be kind of cautious about things because my name is so unique that I'm not difficult to find usually. And like I said, I've had problems twice already. Not just, I mean, since before I started YouTube, but enough. I mean, one of the guys is a YouTuber himself, so it's like I don't feel comfortable showing much more than what you guys see here. Like even now, like I have a beautiful apartment. I love decorating and I love to like show my apartment, but I don't want to give that much information to the internet unless I was doing something like this and then I just didn't upload it and then I deleted it, you know, or like, you know, didn't save it where you guys can see it, but it's not like living on the internet, you know? Yeah, Lonnie can take over. There he is. Just talking about you, bud. Yeah, just talking about you. Come here. Yeah. Come here. Yeah, so there's that. As for Crouton, hi, by the way, I wasn't ignoring you, I was just answering the other questions. I do stream of conscious writing, so it's literally whatever comes into mind. Just now, I was honestly writing about what I want to do today. We have a girlfriend coming over at like 4 o'clock, and I have a lot of writing I'd like to do, but I think I'm going to run to the thrift store when I get off this. And yeah, Monty's great big. And he's a good boy, but I still, like, even though I have him, I don't want to, you know, be running around sharing my location. Yeah, he's a handsome baby. Let's see. What style do I like? Is that, I don't know what you were asking. Were you asking about my painting style? Like what painting style I like? My bud. Yeah, big boy. That's the other thing. Like, Monty's really identifiable if you see him in the streets with me, and yeah, he would absolutely. I mean, he's both. He's a protector and a big baby. He would definitely protect me, and he's definitely a mama's boy. He loves his dad, but yeah, he's my baby. But it's still one of those things, you know, you don't always have your dog with you. I don't want to make things too visible. Also, like, I mean, it's already a thing. My best friend here, her husband is, I don't want to use the word famous, but well known. And she's my best friend. I'm with them all the time. And he has to deal with all sorts of weird shit. And I'm constantly at their house. She's in the coven, and like, we're always together, and I'm always aware of the public's interaction with him. And now I'm putting myself on the internet, and I don't know, I'm constantly having to think about safety in that aspect. So that's why these lives, at least right now, are contained to either my studio or this deck. But stay lovely. I'd love to take you guys on a live walk, but yeah, and I mean, I've had some weirdos. I don't know if our friend T is still here right now, but he's been not always appropriate. And he's gotten better, so he's still around. But the blocked list is growing. And I am constantly looking over my shoulder for the last stalker friend, because he doesn't live terribly far. He's in a different state, but he's just one state over, and I get uncomfy. So you're not a weirdo, HP. You're fine. They just, I don't know. The last guy intervened at my work, and it was a whole scenario. At my old work, I don't work there now, but it was a whole scenario where I had to have security taking me back and forth between my office and home, and I had to do a whole bunch of shit, and it took a lot of months to feel comfortable and confident that he wasn't near. So, whatever. The Sith grow more each day. You know what, they do, but so does the Resistance, right? I think so. I should go. I'm just sitting here hanging out now. I mean, I really could do this all day, and I'm very comfortable, and it's beautiful outside, but I do think I'm gonna run to the thrift store, and it gets packed on Saturday mornings, and it's already open, so I'm gonna jump. But I'll be on, I think I'll be on tomorrow. My friend may stay tonight, so we may have a house guest in the morning, but I still think I may be on. I'm really grateful that you came and joined us, Logical. Come and hang out anytime. I do these morning lives as often as possible, usually 4 to 5 to 6 times a week around this time. And we like to shoot the shoot and talk about all sorts of stuff. Shoot the shoot? I need to go take my medicine and get off the internet. We'll shoot the shit tomorrow. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, I love you guys. Mwah. Bye.